Welcome to the Dominican Republic as we get set to go United States and Costa Rica women's under-20 championship play here in Concacaf, and this is the semifinals. What it means is somebody has a chance to punch their ticket to the World Cup in 2024 with a win tonight. Well, a very high percentage chance of rain. It already rained a little bit in the earlier game, Canada and Mexico, in a thrilling match. Saw very high winds as well, so it means the conditions are not ideal for both these teams. I'm sure we'll be able to get through this game. For the United States, no surprise that they've had a lot of success in this tournament. Took care of business in their group, actually won their group with that final win against Canada. Final score was 5-2. So they have not lost a game over the course of 3 contests. Remember, they didn't have to play in the qualifiers. They had already pre-qualified for this championship. They've only allowed 2 goals and scored 15, which is the most of any team in this tournament so far. For Costa Rica, on the other side, this is a team that was with Mexico in their group. When they played them, lost 3-0, but ultimately finished second, so that would move them on to the semifinal. Now they're here today trying to pull off a win against the United States. Should be an interesting game. Again, Mexico beat Canada, so that's who's waiting for the team that wins in the final. Team that loses still has a chance to qualify and finish in 3rd for that World Cup, and that would be a game against Canada. So we're just about ready to go. We'll have processions, national anthems. We'll introduce you to the starting 11s for both teams, and then we'll kick off here from the Dominican Republic.
Damas y caballeros, demos la bienvenida a los equipos nacionales de Estados Unidos y Costa Rica para el partido de esta noche del Campeonato Femenino Sub-20 de Concacaf 2023. Damas y caballeros, por favor ponerse de pie para escuchar el himno nacional de Estados Unidos. compañeros, a continuación el himno nacional de Costa Rica.
Noble patria, tu hermosa bandera, expresión de tu vida nos da. Bajo el límpido azul de tu cielo, plata y pura descansa la paz. En la lucha te nace
All right, United States and Costa Rica just moments away from kicking off here in the Dominican Republic. We just heard national anthems for both sides. We'll get you set on the starting 11s as well. One thing to note is that Costa Rica has never beat the United States at this level. This is the starting 11 for the U.S. Again, that's undefeated right now and scored 15 goals. They've got a lot of different scoring threats, but Darlene up top, Adeline Darlene is definitely someone to watch out for. So is Ali Sentnor, who will be the captain today. Sentnor and Darlene both played together at the University of North Carolina. So there's a lot of chemistry between them. We saw them do their damage, both scoring against Canada. Both in the first half, by the way, too. United States really made quick work of Canada, and again, the rest is history. These are the officials today. Sandra Benitez is your center referee, as we see the captains in that center circle. Captain today is Saray Benavidez for this Costa Rica side. Again, Costa Rica always knew they were going to get a tough draw when they found themselves in a group with Mexico. So they did lose to that Mexican national team. They are here regardless. There's our VAR room. Every game that we've seen in this championship, there's been something VAR reviewed that's ultimately been extremely important. We just saw it as we saw 2 goals called back in that Mexico-Canada game in the first half. We saw some other offside calls that proved to be important. So glad to have VAR here at this level. And here's a Costa Rica starting 11. Again, a team that finished with 2 wins. And this, it's funny how things start to kind of mirror the way it does on the senior national side. Chica Scott is definitely the player to watch out for. She has been the leading scorer with 3 goals in this tournament for Costa Rica so far. But Costa Rica qualified, or was a part of qualifying for the World Cup at the senior national team level. All 4 of these teams had a chance as well. Not everybody got there. The United States is certainly going to get there, but Costa Rica has a really rich history on the women's side of creating some fantastic soccer players and putting together some very good teams. On the senior side of the U20 level, and here they are in a semifinal against the United States. Again, trying to pull off something that they have not yet, which is beat the U.S. in 5 tries, 4 wins for the U.S. and 1 draw. Genesis Perez is your goalkeeper for Costa Rica. Tegan Mai for the United States. And we're just about ready to go from the Dominican Republic. Got Costa Rica in those red kits, United States in white, and we are underway. It's the U.S. who is going to start. They pounced on Canada very quickly in that final game of group stage to decide who won the group. They scored within 3 minutes. And after that, it just felt like Canada felt deflated. United States obviously would go on to score 4 more goals in a 5-2 victory, but they did give up 2 goals, which is the first time that they had allowed any scores over the course of championship play. So a little bit of cracks in the armor there, but 3-goal win is a 3-goal win. And for Costa Rica in their final group stage play, 3-0 loss to Mexico. So they are in desperate need of a bounce-back victory against the United States, and obviously it would punch a ticket to the World Cup in 2024 as well. Already Sentnor doing her damage, trying to cross, and it's broken up by Perez. Looks like she was offside anyway, but Sentnor is always going to be a threat, whether it's a scoring threat or whether she is creating for her teammates. As you see, head coach Tracy Kevins looking on for the United States. Lots of fantastic players have come out of both sides. When you look at the NWSL and other professional leagues, Gamaro on the move for the United States, putting on a cross. No look for Darlene quite yet. Sentnor looks like it would land to her. Now it's cleared out by Costa Rica. Now when you go through for the U.S., I mean, you look at their entire senior national team, it seems like they've all kind of come through at some point with this U20 squad as well. Megan Klingenberg, Kelly O'Hara, Jess McDonald, Christine Mewis. This goes on and on. Lindsay Horan as well. Costa Rica, led by Rocky Rodriguez, their superstars, also in the NWSL and part of that senior national team. This one soared up. Here's a chance, a wide open opportunity. Can they make something of it? King dishes it off in the 6. Sentnor can't get a clean shot off. Now she gets a second chance, and it ricochets off of a couple of players. We got an injury as well for Costa Rica. Benavides, who's the captain today, is down. We'll see this. Felt like, maybe I'm wrong. That would have been a tough angle, I guess, for King. A bit of a heavy touch, but she dumps it off into all that congestion. The United States doesn't get a great look. I hate to see this on the Costa Rican side, to have such a crucial part of what they do down on the green right now. Benavides is a lead defender for Costa Rica, and like I said, the captain today. Patricia Aguilar is the head coach for Costa Rica. You can see her talking to her team right now, and it looks like this is getting a little serious for Benavides. Immediately, as a play was done, she called to the sideline to get some attention. They might have to cart her off here. Well, at least a positive sign that Benavides is walking off under her own power. Obviously, they had brought the cart out just in case. And you can see a sub warming up for Costa Rica. Looks like Priscilla Rodriguez is the option if necessary, and I would assume that it's going to be necessary. Well, from bad to worse for Costa Rica, because now it's a corner for the United States. Barnhill on this. Curls it up over the head of Evans. Nothing much there for the U.S. Trying to keep it in. Costa Rica's leading scorer is Scott. See her wearing number 10. Just hovering around the 18. Why? Keeper for the United States today. Started every game of championship play. This is her 5th straight start. King, we just saw her create for the U.S. They've kept that back line pretty steady. The United States has, using Aki. They've got Evans, Klinke's been in the middle, and King's an option as well. Obviously, the shape changes. And they're definitely on the attack as Thompson on the move, looking for another cross. Sentnor is an option in the box, and that one's denied. Perez with a second chance. Sentnor pushes it through. Questions on whether she was onside or not. Got another player down for Costa Rica amongst the chaos. So I think they're gonna call offside. Well, the U.S. has been there. We'll see this again. Thompson. Great save by Perez from Martineau, and then Sentnor is collapsing in. Perez, absolutely crucial stop. We've just seen the speed of Giselle Thompson and what she can do in those wide areas. We've seen the United States in the opening 7 minutes use their width extremely well. Another player down for Costa Rica. There's definitely some issues. That's gonna be, it looks like it's Benavides who, yes, it is, who again was just helped off the pitch. And you know, sometimes you just try to go and see if you can continue, but I would assume she's not gonna be able to after this. So a tough start to Costa Rica. The U.S. has been lurking on goal number 1, and it looks like their captain is not good to go. They're gonna cart her off the pitch right now.
Elise, we don't let them kill the energy. Big 5 again. Tell them all. We don't let them kill the energy.
Well, for Costa Rica, this is a team that has finished in 3rd place before, but they've never won the Concacaf final. They've actually finished in 3rd place 4 times. And again, that's good enough to qualify for the World Cup. So they've been to World Cups, the U20 level, but you know, the next step would be to get to that final game, to try to win it. And they feel like they're lingering on that. The United States has been to plenty of World Cups, and they've won CONCACAF a multitude of times. Most recently, they won in 2022. They won it 7 times. But what's interesting for CONCACAF in general at the U20 level, we're seeing the rest of the world sort of catch up a little bit. The last team that won the World Cup from CONCACAF was in 2012, and it was the United States. We've seen Spain win it, Germany, Japan in recent years. So this is really a tone setter for whoever comes out victorious, whoever gets to go to the World Cup, to kind of be that team that breaks the cycle for CONCACAF. All right, so we are gonna officially have a change for Costa Rica. Priscilla Rodriguez will ultimately come in for Benavides, the captain. Thompson. Klinke, I think, has been so good defensively for the United States. Did get a handball actually in that Canada game. Not much she could do about it, just the way it kind of came up towards her, but she's been super steady back there, and a very tough challenge for the United States, a litmus test against Canada. She handled it nicely. Centaur has it in the box, blocked down. Another chance for the United States at the top of the 18, and it's knocked away. again, if you're talking about players who you want to possess in the 18, Sentinor, who has 4 goals, and Dahlin are the #1 options for the United States. We've seen it land for them, and their shots haven't necessarily been clean when they've been onside. Clinky almost disrupted. Dahlin has to float backwards, still possessed by the U.S. Lise Evans plays her college soccer at Stanford. A lot of these players will be on opposite sides of the pitch come that fall season. Lots of ACC blood. Whether it's North Carolina, Virginia, Duke. Thompson. Flamia trying to muscle it out. The University of Virginia, her teammate Maggie Cagle is also on this roster. Gamaro gets fouled. And a free kick opportunity for the U.S. Good toss into space for Thompson, by the way, and just Arsenio takes her out. Whether it's college soccer at the U17 or even younger levels, a lot of these players have represented the United States for a while, so they've developed that chemistry for years. Playing in Concacaf, have all this international experience at such a young age. Martineau's one of them. It's on the U17 roster last year. Just a bit of a conversation. Benitez, our center referee, a word of warning for both teams. Martineau lofts this one up with her right foot. Header put on frame, but it's picked up by Perez. Decent look, but there's not enough power from Clinky, the center back today. Oh, here's a potential opportunity for Costa Rica. Costa Rica, but it's out. They'll keep it in the attacking third. It's gonna be Rivera on the toss. Just ping-ponging around, no clear possession. Now it's for Costa Rica. Big shot from outside the box, and it clears everything. Well, Vasquez with the first look for Costa Rica, and you know, from what we've seen opening nearly 15 minutes, Costa Rica is going to have to take and capitalize on potentially limited opportunities that will be presented. Martineau. That one bounces off a heel of a defender. Flamia, nice pass. Here's Gamaro. Cross, saved. What a stop from Perez. Oh my goodness. She is standing on her head in this game. What a cross. That should have been a goal. Martineau, you got a hat tip if you're her. Placed that pretty perfectly. And Perez just leaps to deny. Wow. So we've had a goal called back. We've had 2 really good stops from Perez. That was the best of the pair. I think if you're Costa Rica, your keeper is giving you these gifts. Gotta help her out. a lot of times that can really ignite teams when you just see how hard your keeper's playing, but struggling to get it out of their own end. It's Costa Rica right now. Clanky. What's up? A long ball intended for Zentnor, who was offside at the time. Martineau. Dalian swerves through, takes a shot, trying to tuck it in the corner. Not enough power to that one. What we've learned about Perez is you're gonna have to place that pretty perfectly. Genesis Perez plays her college soccer at the University of Central Florida in the United States. Zentnor making a run. Gamaro's there as well. Too far in front. That one curls to Gamaro and stays in. They'll say she's offside now. Yeah, definitely offside initially there for Gamaro. And I think the United States getting caught 3 or 4 times now offside. That's been their biggest detriment. So eager to get in behind that, getting caught for now. So it's not the keeper ball here with Perez. It should be outside the 18 for Costa Rica. Big boot from Perez. Sails over everybody. We got a foul before that. It's going to go against King for the U.S. United States, obviously a powerhouse across the world, honestly. They've won the World Cup 3 times in 2002, 2008, and 2012. Costa Rica, like I said, has not won the World Cup. They've not won Concacaf either. Couple of nice combos here. They're going to switch the point of attack. It's Thompson blazing ahead, tons of speed, uses it up the middle, dishes it off, and it bounces off a calf of a defender. Now Thompson's committed to Stanford. A very good player, has more of a defensive mindset than her sister Alyssa. Plays in the NWSL, was the #1 pick for Angel City in LA. A very athletic family because Giselle's incredibly talented. Saw her score in the last game against Canada on a penalty kick. It was an important one because Canada was, you know, kind of working their way back into the game, getting some momentum, and just that second half from the United States really sealed the deal and stopped any sort of comeback. Zentnor had a big finish in the mix there as well to keep the lead 3. We got a physical play on the far side. Martineau's down. So is Margarita for Costa Rica. Aki has some time to think. Zentnor gives it away. Now she's gonna race to get it back, and that tackle will earn a whistle. Margarita is down for Costa Rica. Remember, they already have an injury that caused an early sub. It's this, honestly. She got a lot of ball, but that is why there was a whistle. Oh, we're 20 minutes in, no score yet. The U.S. and Costa Rica. Trouble there for Y Thompson clears. United States playing with fire on that one. Flamia wants to go. Counter opportunity for the U.S. And it's cleared. You just think back to the last moment, trying to find their keeper Y, and she essentially has to make a save. Evans. Now at this point in the Canada game, the United States was already up 2. So maybe a little feeling like they need to be in that spot here in the semifinal as well. Just hasn't looked as clean as it could for the U.S. And credit to Costa Rica, done a nice job defending in the 18. Letting the United States get trapped a little bit with offside calls. Setnor, nice little move. Far ahead of Darlene. Perez is gonna pick it up.
Ali, stay longer for higher. Higher for longer. Higher for longer. Second. Well done.
Thompson. Clinky.
Keep coming. There it is. Find Jill, there we go.
Little hesitation there from Evans. Looked like potential chance for Scott to pounce. Really haven't said anything about Scott except for the fact that she has the most goals on this Costa Rica side, because obviously she's the 9 and they haven't been able to serve her much. Couple of nice combo. Aki breaks through some contact off to Setnor. Not a strong shot. Just kind of muscled away enough for Costa Rica that Setnor was sliding down to the green before she got a good look. But Aki's so great as a link-up player. Well, this Costa Rican team has a little bit more experience as a unit heading into this championship game than the United States, in the sense that they have played together in qualifiers. They did not get a bye the way the US and Canada did. They had not pre-qualified for the championship, so they had to, about a month ago, play in the qualifiers, different group stage. They had to win their group, and so they have that competitive edge. They've been in important games so far this year. Of course, this is a must win. There's no draws in this contest. We will play as long as we have to decide a winner. Almost had to go to extra time with Mexico and Canada, but Alice Soto with a fantastic finish. 2 minutes into stoppage time to seal the deal for Mexico. And again, they are waiting to see who they will play in the final on Sunday. It's one of these 2 teams. The other team is going to the 3rd place game, in which they risk not getting to the World Cup and not getting a medal as well.
Go Max. Go Max. Look at G.
Evans takes her space.
Well done.
Thompson wide. Gamero now. Right wing. Will start, stop. 2 defenders on her, trying to trap her in the corner. We'll get a tackle and
Give us below,
I think a whistle.
We need you in there.
We'll see this again. Yeah, that, I mean, that wasn't a clean tackle
Really
from
good. It's either gonna come from
Rosano.
you, Jill, or Onyeka. And then tell Savvy the same on the opposite side with Maddie, Tino, okay?
So it's essentially a short corner for the United States. They'll get Clinky up for this. Darlene's an option. Now the United States trying to take a lead against Costa Rica in the semifinals. Concacaf U20 play. You can see Setnor
to Tino.
Looking to our referee, Benitez. Just a little bit of pushing and shoving, trying to get an edge, and now we've got full domino effect in the 6.
Ali.
So Perez, Setnor, and Jimenez all went down. See this again. They're battling, and then Setnor is the first to go. Everybody else goes after her. It's competitive. Setnor is still just trying to get her space. Dummy run. Darlene misses there. Second chance, wide. Costa Rica has weathered the storm for a while here. All right, so they're checking to see if this is a handball, and I actually think it is. Now we know the United States can bury penalty kicks, but they'll say it's clean. Must have hit a shoulder. There's definitely an arm area knock. Vasquez, their left foot, King. Redirects the other way for the U.S. Vasquez blazing up, just keeps on playing through her own teammate as well. Diaz off. Again, remember the United States has scored 15 goals over the course of just 3 games championship play. So to hold them off for this long is very impressive. Gamero bolts, crosses, Perez, Setnor too high. Could see the reaction there from Perez as it came off of her arm, and you know that Setnor is lingering, and you think that's for sure a goal, but it's too high. And I think that Jimenez lunging as well made this difficult. Setnor just trying to fling it. Well, we're approaching a half an hour in, and we don't have a score yet for the U.S. or Costa Rica. Didn't have a score in the first half of the Mexico-Canada game either, and then things kind of exploded in the second half. These teams have not played in group stage, so they're definitely feeling each other out as well. King draws a foul. Plinky. Darlene takes off behind Martineau. The U.S. in the attacking third again. King serves it up, past Camaro. Bounces off defenders. Diaz trying to send it out, but it lands right to Klinky and the United States. They'll go from the right side this time.
Give us width, Maddie.
Spoke too soon. Now they'll switch it back
Keep
left.
Width, Onyeka. Keep width, you'll get it. Onyeka's the ball.
King. Aki.
It's too slow, it's got to go back the other way.
Thompson. Klinky coming up higher now. Martineau
It's not a central
trying to
ball.
break through, unsuccessful. Scott immediately loses possession. Sentnor,
Tell Leah,
another
it's not
offside
a
call
central
for the
ball.
United
That's why
States.
they want to pass it.
That has been their downfall in this first half.
Then when you go wide, then we go inside. Another bit. Another.
Well, we'll see if Costa Rica can finally kind of possess and get a quality shot off against Y. Aguilar talking to her team again for Costa Rica. They have the United States in a good spot right now. King. Chipped back and forth. Matarita, here's Scott, and it rolls out before it gets to her. Well, the bench looking on for the United States. Definitely have some options if they want to inject some life. They feel like they have to at the half. Still plenty of time. Sentnor goes down. Feline Martineau on that left side. Serves it up as Thompson blazing forward. Pulls it back. Looks like Sentnor's all right. Here she is.
We need width.
Thompson.
Give us width, Sammy.
King. Makes a move, turns a corner. Corner is coming as well.
G. The width you had to go there, Onyeka should be holding it for longer, so you could support underneath.
Another injury for Costa Rica.
For longer, okay? Especially when the ball's on the weak side.
It's Mena who's down. They had Benavides carted off not too long ago.
They're ready.
And it, well, the training staff is out. She has to come
Maddie,
off the pitch because she went down.
We need you to hold max width, okay?
There's confusion here. So Mena's off the pitch. Not really, though. There she is. Obviously, she would prefer to come back on, and she will. Usually you have to, yeah, they'll have her come on the other side. Nobody home for the United States on that corner.
Back in, Semi, back in, Concacaf.
King, Evans racing to it. And it bounces to Perez.
Jazz, drop in.
Well, we've got 10 minutes and some change to go in the first half, and
Second ball, good.
no goals yet.
Max Witt, Max Witt.
Thompson,
Yeah, we've got to do it on the weak side. Keep doing it, keep holding it, you'll have it. Yeah, good. Find her. Go do it earlier.
Evans.
Come on, tempo.
Thompson. Marno goes down, top of the 18. It won't be a penalty, but it'll be a good spot for a free kick. Just barely. That foul happening a couple of inches, honestly, outside the area. See how the United States approaches this. Aki and Sentnor are both on the ball right now. Perez, well, she's made 2 outstanding saves in this game. Might have to make another one.
Onyeka, Jill, follow-ups.
It's Aki. Takes it, scores! The U.S. is on the board. Jasmine Aki, that's exactly what they needed. The United States in control. A little run from Sentnor. But look at this. Just curls that around the wall. That's so hard for Perez, who honestly made a great dive on it and almost had it. It would have been so tough for her. This should be a good angle on that. Oh, just off with her, maybe a centimeter off from at least redirecting that. But what a great ball for Aki. United States, like I said, they needed that. And for Costa Rica's done a great job against them. Now it's time for a response goal. Limited minutes left in the first half. Semifinals here in Concacaf play. It's a U20 championship round, and we'll dwindle down to 2 teams playing for the final on Sunday after this. Ocklinky leaves it up for Sentnor, and it rolls out. Marno stretching for it. Ends up nudging it out. King, slow with it.
Keep going, Onyeka, keep going, keep going, keep going.
We've seen Costa Rica kind of slip into this low block.
Earlier.
The United States is just trying to catch them
Good earlier,
unorganized.
come on. Keep going, tempo. It's not on central, it's got to go wide.
Thompson.
It's got to go wide. There we go.
Gamaro.
There we go.
Tackle by Vasquez.
They're trying to bait you to go middle, don't fight on it. Go wide at first.
Kevin says pretty clearly as Darlene picks it up in the area. She wants this team to go wide. Don't go middle. That's where Costa Rica wants the United States to go. They know the biggest threats are in these wide areas when this team can send it into set nor.
Do it, do it. Have a look on Yaka early. Good.
Thompson, now you can see going wide earlier.
Need to play the spaces earlier.
Darlene tackled out from her.
The other way.
King.
Keep switching it.
Switching
Tempo.
fields now.
Good. Good. Like that, Leah.
Gamero turns on the Jets. Past two defenders. Gamero sends it behind Sentnor. Here's a chance though. And it's off to Perez. Good look there for Flamia.
Shape early.
Oh, we haven't really mentioned Tegan White too much. Keeper for the United States. She hasn't seen much action. Evans takes her space. Switch to the other side now. Nice move by Darlene. Makes another. Spins down, no call. Trouble clearing, Sentnor. Makey just scored for the U.S. Give them a slight 1-0 lead. Scott swarmed by white kids and frustration there for Aki. I think she felt like she was getting pulled. I mean, she was getting pulled. That's why there was a whistle. Thompson. One final push for the U.S. See if they can double that lead. And it's wide for Flamia. Finally, Perez will scoop it up. Rivera racing to it right off the camera. We're gonna get 5 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half between the U.S. and Costa Rica. And Jasmine Aki, her goal is the difference right now. And now as the U.S. is really sunk into this game, they have possessed maybe 70% of the time. And Costa Rica's okay with that based on how they're playing, you know, sitting back. But down a goal, they're going to have to take some risks at some point if they don't get on the board. Gamero, left-footed strike off the crossbar. Darlene, rebound, off to Aki, off a defender. Diving was Rodriguez, I don't know. It should be a corner. Don't think it got a hand. There might be a discussion about this right now with VAR.
G, tell them because of the wind, it's going to go more back post. Okay? Tell them.
Well, it's like we have a mic on Kevin's because she says because of the wind,
Leo,
it's going to go more back
it's going to
post.
go back post more.
So that's where the U.S. is going to try to situate themselves, but doesn't quite get there.
Concacaf ball. Concacaf ball.
Thompson floats one up. Poked right back. Thompson's been great. Aki takes a shot and it hops to the keeper, Perez. Yeah, Thompson's been winning every ball. Every time it seems like Costa Rica is going to have a chance to counter, get something going transition-wise, Thompson's there to deny. She's been serving things up nicely in the 18 as well. I think it's only a matter of time before she gets an assist. Gamero. Physical play, no whistle, all ball on that tackle for Costa Rica, but it will be with the United States. Finally, a quick toss to Evans. They've got still 2 minutes to go in stoppage time. Marno, pretty clear shove. Now we'll get a whistle. Not against Vasquez, or excuse me, Rivera for Costa Rica. See this again. Takes an initial shove, comes back up and takes another one. Darlene just lingering wide. Sentnor in the 18 as well. Header saved. Just light on that was Aki. Over Sentnor and trying to push that towards that corner. Perez reads well as she has almost everything. I mean, even that goal, she was very close to saving it. Gonna check for a possible handball in that sequence. Had a lot of VAR reviews in this first half. This is very different for these players. You know, eventually when they, let's say they go to the NWSL, they'll have VAR, but they don't have it in college. They're not gonna have it at the youth level, and so it's something to adjust. Of course, it is a very positive thing to have it here, make the right decision, but you need clear evidence that there was a handball. And so we're gonna go to the VAR box, take another look at this. All right, let's see, Aki. All right, the question is, did it go off of Braceno's elbow? I don't know if there's enough evidence to say that it did. I think if it did, it would have been directed differently, right? From that angle. But I don't know if there's enough clear evidence for them to actually make that call here. Obviously, it'd be a big one, because the United States will get a penalty and potentially goal number 2 in stoppage time of the first half. Again, it's kind of blurry from this angle, so it's still not totally clear, but then from this angle, you can't really tell if it was redirected or not. We're gonna say it was a handball, so it is a penalty for the US. Wow. Just an elbow for Baceno, touched it enough. I would not call this goal a sure thing with the way that we've seen Genesis Perez in net, but we'll see who the United States sends out to take this PK. Big moment. Looks like they're gonna have Aki just, or I don't know actually, but Aki's the one with the ball right now. And of course she has the lone goal. All right, maybe this is the best angle on it. I don't know, I'm not totally convinced, but I can see why that call is made. Tough break for Costa Rica, who, you know, down 1-0 at half is not the end of the world. This is a huge moment. Klinke's gonna be the one to take it. Perez getting set behind her line. Penalty coming for the United States. This is their center back, Klinke. Saved by Perez, off the rebound, Sentnor taps it wide. Wow, Genesis Perez, what a half for her. Unbelievable performance. She has kept Costa Rica within striking distance. Another incredible stop. Klinke tries to tuck it in the corner, and then she not only does that, but then gets out knowing that Sentnor, the best goal scorer on the United States, is closing in, and she makes this so difficult for her. It's truly unbelievable, but she's still not gonna break quite yet. We're not at the end of the half. Another corner coming for the United States. See what they do here. Curled up, header. Evans, can she fire? Yes, but it's wide. Did it touch anyone for Costa Rica? No. Evans thinks so. So there's the whistle to end the first half between the United States and Costa Rica. Jasmine Aki has the lone goal for the United States, holding on ever so slightly against Costa Rica. And boy, is their keeper giving them a chance to get back in this game. Genesis Perez with a myriad of highlight reel saves. This could be way more lopsided than it is. She just saved a penalty against Klinke. What a game it's been so far. We'll see if Costa Rica can level things on the other side. But first, we'll take a look at highlights coming up shortly. Welcome back. As we get set to go here, it's the United States and Costa Rica. It's 1-0. The United States with a sliver of a lead over Costa Rica at the moment. We get ready to play the final 45 minutes here in the Dominican Republic. It's a semifinals, so a very important game, and of course we have to have a winner. The winner will move on to the final and play Mexico. The loser plays Canada in the third place game. 3 teams of the 4 will make it to the World Cup. We already know Mexico is going, so it's a much smoother path if you win this game. Otherwise, you have to win that second game, the third place game, coming up on Sunday. No shots on target for Costa Rica in the first half, yet they are in it. They are in it because Perez has made a slew of incredible stops in net. The United States hasn't necessarily capitalized on some opportunities, but they have the advantage with, they had 7 shots on target and only 1 went through. It was a lovely goal from Aki off a set piece, just hovering above that 18. She was able to curl it into the back of the net. But again, I would presume that Costa Rica has to open things up a little bit. They've been, you know, playing with a defensive mindset. It can't be the case when you're down 1-0 now. Again, the United States defending champions here in Concacaf, won in 2022 at this level. So they have something to prove, and they don't want to go out early and not compete for a final. Here's a great chance for Costa Rica. They're going to get a set piece on this. Diaz draws the foul. We haven't seen them, you know, this close and really have a chance to organize something quite yet in this game. It will be Sheikha Scott, the leading goal scorer with 4 over Concacaf 20 play. Her and Brittany Vasquez set up, and so does that wall for the United States. Aki being told to get out of that wall. They want more numbers so no one can sneak in behind for Costa Rica. That one's straight off of Darlene's head. Can't feel good, and they're gonna pause here. I'm sure we'll get a whistle because Darlene doesn't seem to be okay. Now she has to race to it. Usually they'll blow that dead, and now they will. Anything off the head, you want to be cautious, but Darlene's not gonna call for any sort of action. Evans. Gamero. Wide, just keeps on going. Pass another defender, Gamero, Sentnor, no shot, Perez, out, trouble clearing, and it's in! Marno, an early tally for the United States. Well, the U.S. goes up 2-0, but amidst a celebration, Lauren Marno goes down. We'll see this again. Perez just, you know, lightly knocks it out of the 6, lands right for Marno, who just has the momentum. And then you could see once she jumped up, it was an awkward landing or something, and immediately just kind of went down and crumbled. So the training staff's out. I think the United States really needed that from Marno because, you know, they really were letting Costa Rica hang around in that first half. So to start the second with a goal, it's a good sign. Looks like Marno's okay. Sometimes, you know, that happens. Just kind of see your leg give out. off a jump.
Damas y caballeros, su atención, por favor. Gol para el equipo de Estados Unidos. Anotado por la jugadora número 8, Laura Martino, al minuto 48.
All right, we'll see how Costa Rica responds. Again, they still don't have a real quality shot to test why. Had a good chance for one, but it went off of Darlene's head on that last set piece. Appears to be all right. Draws a corner for the U.S. It will be Martineau off the corner. Looks like a path to Aki, doesn't quite get there. Broken up by Costa Rica before that. Well, appreciate the effort, as that one just took a while actually getting out. And Diaz gave it her all. King swerves, now weaves it to Martineau. Darlene. We see Blinky there had a penalty at the end of the first half that was saved by Genesis Perez. Kept it 1-0 at the halftime break. Out. Well, for Martineau, that was her second goal. And now the 17th for the United States here in championship play, over 3.5 games. Bit of a dangerous attempt on that one. I think King kind of got hit in the hand. Adorito was trying to go for it and slice right into her. Evans. But we can see that Costa Rica is still sitting back. Darlene tackled out. Credit to Costa Rica, they've done a good job against Darlene, who just hasn't been able to create the way she normally would. Everything has just been disrupted enough so she can't use her speed to get into the 18. But on the other side for the United States, they've been patient with the way that they're approaching, and obviously Tracy Kevins has drawn up the way that they want to beat this low block, which is to try to go wide. They're not giving up their identity just because a team is playing differently against them. Aki, burst of speed, leaves everyone in the dust, but then bounces it off the defender. King tumbles down. Here's Scott, an opportunity for Costa Rica in transition. Leading pass. And is that going to be a penalty? Maturita, excuse me, goes down. And they'll just say, I think, I didn't see a motion for it. Maturita, oh, if anything, is off Clinky's hand. Just kind of shoved her down. So they're gonna check if it's a penalty. There was not really like a clear motion. There was or there wasn't. Again, we don't have confirmation that this is happening, but it kind of seems like we do now. All right. This will be most likely a shot on target. Penalty confirmed. And that is the right call. It will be Shiga Scott, the one to take this. Real test for Y in net for the United States. Scott tucks it in the corner. Costa Rica makes this a one-goal game. Well, sometimes all you need is a little bit of a break here. And look, they find space in transition, draw a penalty, and then you put your best goal scorer at the spot and she makes something happen. By the way, Scott now has 5 goals for Costa Rica in U20 play. That ties Rocky Rodriguez for the most ever at the U20 level for Costa Rica. Rocky Rodriguez, by the way, is a very important factor for the senior national team and for the Portland Thorns, the best team in the NWSL. So it's not bad company to keep, I'll say that. Well, the United States only given up 3 goals in this tournament. That was one of them. Sentnor, a little bit of need from the United States to add another insurance goal. I think this is a little bit closer than they might have initially thought. But the truth is, when you win the tournament, as many times as the U.S. has won this tournament, including last year, there's going to be a target on your back, and that's what we're seeing. In Costa Rica, we were talking about how the United States was very patient in their approach and sticking their identity. Well, that's what Costa Rica did with that defensive mindset. And you know what has to happen in that sense is anytime you have a chance to go and transition, you need to capitalize on it, and they did. Evans controls for the U.S. Oh, that Martineau goal to start the second half just proved to be very important for the United States. This one hopping all around. Now it's King who really drives. Ahead to Sentnor, shoots just off. Well, that's more like it for the United States. We have another player down for Costa Rica. It's Mena again, who was hurt earlier. Onside is Sentnor. Their left foot. Another great pass for the U.S. This is from King. And that's kind of the sequence of events that you want for the United States to get goal number 3. One of your leading goal scorers from a great distributor, moving quickly up the pitch. Now this is bad news for Costa Rica. This would be the second player carted off in this game. Well, Mena's going to get off under her own power, but walked gingerly off the pitch. There's definitely some life with Costa Rica, and we've still got half an hour to go. Achy. That's just a hard moment for both of those players to hear the kind of crunch that the ball made as it hit both. Well, I feel like you can hear it. Costa Rica's communicating better since that goal. Understandably so. They didn't have a shot on target, and then they get a penalty, and finally something breaks their way. Scott buries it. Now you're right back in this game. Evans soars that one up over the head of Darlene.
Sánchez in the play, okay?
Count the measures now. +1.
Oh, it's going to be United States ball. Costa Rica disagrees. Evans. Camaro. Akey. Back to Klinke. Evans again. Trying to slide it through the middle. Camaro. Sentnor. Darlene. Corner's coming. Martineau has a game winner as it stands. Again, still a ton of time. Lifts this one up, back post. Perez snatches it. Not quite for Costa Rica, but I feel like they can use Perez to get something going quickly up the field. Well, we're going to see a sub, the first non-injury sub that we've seen in this game. We're going to see actually a couple for Costa Rica. Ashley Gonzalez, Mena's out. She had been battling some injuries. Solano's in and Diaz is out. That's Marian Solano. Aguero's in. And those are your changes for Costa Rica. Get a trip to the Concacaf final and a trip to the World Cup at play for both of these teams. World Cup's in 2024, but the finals on Sunday. They'll play a very good Mexico team that has not lost in this tournament so far. United States has not lost either. Living on the edge with Costa Rica, this 1-goal lead. Sentnor finds King. Left-footed strike! Another save from Perez. I mean, you honestly have to put that exactly in a corner or she is stopping it. Unbelievable. That's like her 5th great save of this game. Whatever she ate before this, like, I need to eat it every day. It's an unbelievable performance, and we're hoping to back her up and bring this level Costa Rica. It feels like of her saves, every single one of them has been a diving save. Thompson sprints to it, collects for the United States, and now starts from the back. They're switching, they're coming up the King side more in this second half. They're coming up the Thompson side more in the first half. Now they're just gonna switch and use Y, their keeper. Marno, Darlene, back to Marno. Stumbles a little, still has it. Chips up across, nobody home on the back end of that. This is a first change for the United States. Ali Lemos comes in, Flamia comes out. Lemos out of UCLA, another fantastic college soccer program in the United States. Darlene floats one, broken up by Vasquez. The other way for Costa Rica. Off of the leg of Evans. Let's see Scott and company just kind of hovering, trying to draw blood. Again, anything you are given against the United States defense, you have to take advantage of. Scott has a lone goal for Costa Rica on that penalty. Darlene trying to make some noise. Perez gets it out. Marno. Aki rips a shot, it's way high. Tracy Kevins looking on, head coach for the United States. There's about 20 minutes left for her team to book a trip to the final and to the World Cup. Again, the United States in 2012, the last Concacaf team to win the Under-20 World Cup. They would like to do it again. Martineau. Off for Gamero. Wide cross. Perez cleared. That's the second rebound that kind of luckily has landed for Costa Rica instead of the United States off Perez. Gamero's right back at it and soars that one up. Nobody there to punch it home for the U.S. I'll see this again. It's a nice look from Martineau. Gamero's got so much speed wide. She's the youngest player on this roster for the United States, so she's got a ton of potential. Why? Darlene tries to turn and go, but again, they've done a really good job against her, Costa Rica has. That time it was Gonzalez, the recent sub. United States, some pressure on them right now because you have to take care of every single pass. You see how aggressive, see? That one goes to Scott, and now Costa Rica wants to go. Just pushed out. And now we'll get a foul against King. Matarrita goes down and struggles to get up. Yeah, pretty clear against King. So Matarrita and Scott combine on that one, but like I said, anything that's not completely crisp and any turnover for the United States, Costa Rica could very easily even the score. You have to be cautious with this, especially knowing that, you know, honestly, the United States is a target on their back. Another very physical play. 3 players go down. Sednor breaking some ankles out there. Just takes it herself. Tons of green to work with. Gamero dishes it off. Here's Gamero wide. Perfectly played from Sednor, and Gamero's onside. Perez comes out and makes it difficult as it really starts to rain here in the Dominican Republic. This is weirdly about the same time it started to rain in the Mexico-Canada game as well. That might muck it up. Again, that game came down to a stoppage time goal from Mexico. Could we see that today? Bouncing off a couple players, now Scott. She falls down and takes Martineau with her. They're gonna say it was a foul on Martineau. Must have just clipped her. Let's see. I don't know if she did. But Scott went down, so I could see why there would be confusion. Just a slight knock. It is pouring. Lifted. Not squared on that header, and why is there? Darlene. Swarm of defenders collapse in on her. Perez picks it up and falls. Darlene took a little hit and is going to get a stern warning. Again, sometimes I think, I honestly think that might have been an accident from Darlene, but either way, the weather is going to play a role, I think. Obviously, you can't do that, though, to a keeper that has possession in their own 18. Jordan Dudley will enter this game for the United States. Camaro's going to come out. Nearly just scored. Dudley does have a goal over Concacaf play here in the 3 games she's entered, and this will be 4. Oh, we've got 15 minutes. We'll get some stoppage time too. I honestly think we're going to get a fair amount of stoppage time in this one. Scott is limping for Costa Rica. Nice tackle by King. Darlene. King, full 360. And heals that back to Aki. Thompson. King. Trying to find Dudley. Martineau. Setnor. He'll stay with the U.S. in the attacking third. Darlene just fell. Again, like I said, it's tough out there. Martineau. Cross in, but they'll say Martineau was out. Good effort there by Dudley. Well, that was fantastic. It just doesn't count. Martineau's stepped out, but look at the texture on that service. Definitely stepped out. But what a header, too, from Dudley. It's too bad. Aki sends it forward. Darlene tries to make a move. Tackle is there. It's Gonzalez again. Another great job, this time by Scott, to just poke it away from Darlene. The United States has averaged essentially 5 goals across this tournament. So to have only scored 2, this is very new territory for them. And obviously this is the closest contest they found themselves in as well. Dudley. Except for you know, the limited time in which the United States was up 1-0. It was never this close against Canada. King. Aki, their left foot fires, another soft from Perez. It's unbelievable what she's doing. Everything's been a highlight reel save. This could be 5 goals from the United States, but they just can't really beat her. It's only happened twice. Corner. Header from Aki, nothing there. Thompson. Evans searching, and she'll go wide with it on a big kick. Long ball ahead to Darlene. Trying to make a move. Darlene gets past a defender. A monster goal for the United States. Finally, she gets hers, but the question is, does it count? They're saying she was offside. I don't know about that. Changes for Costa Rica. Tanisha Fonseca will come in. Favorita, who had I thought, a really great performance defensively, even though she's gonna play up top, and she was doing a lot of heavy lifting and making it difficult for the United States. She'll be the one subbed off. Of course, we now have a dueling mentality right now, which is the United States feels no rush to do anything. Costa Rica feels a lot of rush. So the United States is going to, when they can, milk the clock. Costa Rica can't afford to have that happen. So this is when things might get a little bit chippy. Martineau, we've seen 2 goals called back for the United States in this game, VAR review. Darlene just had 1 called back. Sentnor in the 18. Corner's coming. Martineau, not enough lift to that. Here she is again. Like I said, her goal is a game winner, and it happened moments into this second half. Of course, Scott would score the second of this half for Costa Rica. Not on the same page with Sentnor Slemos. Genesis Perez. Game of her life. If I'm either Canada or Mexico and I'm looking on at this game, I'm a little worried about getting it past her. Remember, whoever loses this game can still compete for a World Cup. It's just whoever wins that third place game that gets to go. Whoever loses gets nothing. Get a whistle against Dudley. 5 minutes and we will get stoppage time. And like I said, I think we'll get a fair chunk in the second half. Costa Rica just needs one to send this to extra time. Darlene, the opposite way. Perez. Oh, Setnor's sprinting in. Roseno. Scott, leading pass. Here's a good opportunity for Costa Rica. Thompson breaks it up. Y collides and will get a whistle. That's going to be against the United States. A free kick chance for Costa Rica at the edge of the 18. Well, that was a bit chaotic. Thompson, Y, the keeper. Right there with Solano, and they both just go for it. I think there wasn't a lot of time to communicate for the United States, and Solano sets up her team extremely well.
One standing, yeah? One standing.
They're gonna check for a red card here. I don't know about that. Had a lot of VAR reviews in this game.
Be aware if they go right.
Presumably, they're looking to see if the red card's on Y, the keeper. I don't think so.
Not on the wall, there.
The United States, this is a massive moment for them.
Be aware, Sammy. Be aware.
And Costa Rica's just gonna throw everybody up there except for their keeper, Perez. But the way she's playing, I don't know. Maybe just, she's so red hot. I could see it. We're still, I think, discussing whether this is a red card. No, Costa Rica could get the equalizer right here. Again, we can't proceed unless we know what the decision is VAR-wise. This is kind of like icing a kicker here. A lot of time to think for all these teams. This was a very long stretch.
Tall wall, tall.
Again, Costa Rica is all set up. United States is all set up defensively. They're wondering if this is a red card on this ultimate foul. Why came out of the box to keeper? Now they're going to look at this. It's the only, I think, sometimes question marks with VAR is this is taking a little bit long, but they want to get it right, and I get it. Obviously, if they go down, if the United States goes down a player, completely, changes the possibility for Costa Rica to actually get this equalizer. All right, so it's not on why. The question is Thompson, if that's a red card. Oh, wait. Let me just watch this before I say anything. Yeah, it would seem like that would be the question, because initially my wonder was, did Y touch this with her hand or something, but I don't think so. So yeah, if anyone's gonna get a red card, it's gonna be Giselle Thompson. It is clearly a very close call. Again, they have to believe that the contact is serious enough to warrant a red card. Okay, we're gonna get the decision here. Wow. They're going to decide it's a red card against Thompson. She is removed from this game. The U.S. is down a player for what is going to be the rest of this game, obviously, and we're going to get a lot more time on stoppage time. You can see Giselle Thompson trying to choke back some emotion here. They're saying, yeah, so again, it's a red card, and you can see Tracy Kevins just trying to console Thompson. This is a massive swing in the game, because also, remember, now the U.S. is down a player. That one floated up off the crossbar. A chance for a second look. Costa Rica can't get anything off. Cleared by Dudley. Not enough, though. Off Sentnor. All right, we're gonna get 6 minutes of stoppage time. Y dives and stays in. I think the call was that just the contact was too physical and took away a goal scoring opportunity. Thompson did a straight red. Is the call for Giselle Thompson perhaps a little harsh, but now the U.S. has to weather the storm. And Costa Rica is going to throw everything they can. But boy, off the crossbar. That was it. That was the equalizer for Costa Rica. Miss it by inches. Changes for the United States, I'm sure, just looking to switch things up defensively. And so it's going to be Tessa De La Rose who comes in. Sentnor comes out. I think if you're the U.S., just trying to freshen things up a little.
Jordan, closer, closer.
Boy, there's just been a lot of time standing around in these final moments. Dudley coming out on fire, and she might have got kicked in the face. Just a high kick there from Costa Rica. Seems like it kind of knocked the wind out of Dudley. See this again. Oh, actually right to the chest, and that will knock the wind out of you, that's for sure, and should be a foul. That was Rodriguez who committed. Well, good to see Dudley's okay. Obviously, contact like that, you want to be extra cautious. Well, with her off, the United States is down to 9. Darlene goes almost into the Concacaf Gatorade signs that they've got.
Get pressure on the ball, George.
I don't think there's going to be a clear, as Dudley races and probably heads towards that corner. She will, being pestered. But we were well into stoppage time, so I don't think this is going to be 6 minutes. This will go well over. So again, it won't be totally clear when this is going to end, which definitely sets us up for some chaos. Well, Costa Rica needs to go.
Get your shape. Jordan, deeper.
That's going to be against Dudley. Barreled through her. Now doesn't get back in time. A lot of times you'll get a yellow for that. Lofted up, doesn't quite make it to the 18. Another very physical play, no whistle. Trying to slice through is Costa Rica. It lands for Scott. Scott railroaded by the United States. And now we're just kind of having a free-for-all.
Hey, hey, hey! Hey! Work it line! Get your shape! Leah early!
And there's the whistle. Boy, Costa Rica gave the United States everything that they had. Genesis Perez, a game of her life in net. But the United States hangs on despite Giselle Thompson getting a red card at the bitter end. And a little bit of everything in this game. But it's Martineau's goal to start the second half that proved to be the game winner. Scott had one for Costa Rica. But again, it's the United States going to the World Cup. And they have a chance to play for another CONCACAF final. That will be Sunday against Mexico. Costa Rica is still alive. They can still go to the World Cup. They'll play Canada in the third place game. And what we've seen from both these teams, they're gonna be in some battles coming up on Sunday. So make sure to stay tuned for that. We'll take a quick pause and then we'll have highlights from this game. Again, final score is 2-1. The United States is going to the U20 World Cup in 2024, and Costa Rica moves to the third place game.